Alright, let's get to the magicking. We've won the die roll. We're going to go first. We're playing Burn the Burn, Cruise the Cruise, whatever you want to call it. Very excited to get back to this deck. This hand looks great. I played about 5 matches, just practice before going into this, and with the exception of a very interesting mill deck, I think each match lasted no more than 10 turns total. Gonna keep Rest in Peace on top, because that's what we're doing today. Yeah, I just played against the Narsat thing. The ramp deck with Goryo's Vengeance. Rest in Peace, turn 2, oop, got him. 2 games in a row. And yeah, that's basically how we won. So we're hoping that we're going to have the same result here. Scalding Tarn means that Rest in Peace is going to do something. On the other hand, it could get countered. It could get spell snared. So tough call what to do here. But I think I just want to drop a Core Firewalker. That seems like the best possible option. If nothing else, he's a good creature. Our opponent didn't counter it, which means it's either not a threat or he's not playing Spell Snare. Or he doesn't have Spell Snare. Looks like it's maybe some kind of Grixis control deck. So the fact that he's playing blue, and the fact this is modern, means he's probably playing Spells with Delve, and he's probably playing Snapcaster Mage. Hopefully this Rest in Peace provides some value. I think here, I'm still not going to cast it. I'm going to wait on it. I might Lightning Helix on his end step. Just not in a hurry to get a Rest in Peace in the graveyard quite yet. Playing something cantrip and cast Shadow of Doubt. I'll do nothing. If he wants to waste a counterspell on an end-step burn spell, that is fine with me. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing. Core Firewalker is probably not going to do a lot here, although it can't get lightning bolted. And one has to imagine that he's playing that. I'm just going to keep attacking here. If he doesn't do anything, probably just gonna ship the turn. Well, now I'll go for the Rest in Peace now. And it's sticking. So either it doesn't care or it doesn't have any counters. Both are probably good for me. Scrying this land at the bottom. And we may end step burn again. Lightning Bolt is not one that I'm in a huge hurry to get rid of, just because it only costs 1 mana. Okay, well he's definitely playing cards that Core Firewalker stops, so that's great. Yeah, I'm really surprised that I'm playing Modern again. This format's pretty bad. But it's not as bad as I thought. You know, I looked at the Grand Prix Madrid top 8 decks, and I think there was only 1 deck with Treasure Cruise and 1 deck with Dig Through Time. So maybe I gave Modern a bad rap. Opponent is doming himself, that's great. Yeah, I definitely got into... Oh, wow. Yeah. I definitely got into the mass hysteria that was the fear of Modern. And the mass hysteria was justified to some degree. I do still think Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time need to be banned. But I'm not afraid to play Modern. You know, the whole reason I was avoiding it, I played against a Zoo player a couple months ago, right after Treasure Cruise came out, and he cast Treasure Cruise in his Zoo deck, and I was like, I'm done. See you in January. But a lot of people really like watching Modern, and I still love playing Modern, so we're gonna play Modern. And if our opponents kill us with a bunch of Delve spells, then it's okay, because we get to play a bunch of dorky white creatures and silly burn spells, and we're gonna have fun. And quite frankly, that's all I really care about. I am not going to play the second Core Firewalker. It's only to Damnation one of them, so if he's willing to put that much into a single one, it obviously means a single one is scary enough, and I don't want to get Damnation out of the game completely. Did actually find the Madrid top 8 list to be very interesting. I obviously, a deck with Delve spells won. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. But it looks like people came prepared, and that's part of being good with a deck that matters more than maybe the deck itself. I'll just play Batterskull. Actually, no. I will play a Core Firewalker. And then if he wants the Damnation, I can follow it up with a Batterskull. He's remounting. Yeah, he really doesn't like these Core Firewalkers. I'm going to play it again anyway. Kind of walking into a mana leak, but I don't really care. Just another remand. Because mana leak is going to be good against my War Leader Steelix for a while. So, drawing out mana leaks is fine. He's getting pretty close to casting Dig Through Time mana. But as I was saying, being good with the deck is often a lot more important than playing the best deck, especially in Eternal formats where you kind of get to play the same deck forever. The people that are really good with Twin are just going to keep playing Twin, and because they're so good at it, they're going to do well. And that's one of the really cool things about Eternal formats. Opponent is getting run over by Core Firewalkers here. What do we got here? Cryptic Command. Oh, the counterbounce. What a sleaze. Jeez, this guy really doesn't like these Core Firewalkers, which encourages me to just keep playing them. That doesn't seem great. If he didn't have a counter for it, I don't know why he wouldn't just draw a card. Now they're electrolyzed. Opponent is just drawing buckets of cards. I feel like we've got this game. He's just at such a low life total, and a lot of our spells are live against him. If he plays something that gains him life, then we're definitely in some trouble. Right now, that polluted Delta... Okay, whatever. So, I feel like Rest in Peace must be good, because he didn't do anything that game. Blood Moon... He had a lot of basics. Let's see what's bad. Anger's bad. So there's 59 cards. Yeah, Blood Moon is probably okay. Maybe 2 and take out 1. Path Exile. I'm going to keep in Volcanic Fallout just for flash creatures. I think the top end of the deck works here. We do want to have must-answer threats against him. I'm really excited to resolve a Gideon anyway, so I'm just going to take out a path here, submit the deck. Let's go for it. Alright, back for the next game. This hand is fine. It's got a bunch of scry lands. Our opponent has mulligan to 6. That's great. We need all the help against control we can get. So now we're just scrying away anything that produces mana. And we do have to keep Shadow of Doubt in mind whenever our opponent does something. Lightning Helix does not create mana, so we're going to keep it. He taps out. Nope. So yeah, we can't justify cracking a fetch land right now. So I'm just going to keep scrying. Lightning Bolt doesn't produce mana. Beautiful. Opponent might cycle Shadow of Doubt again. So yeah, Blood Moon's probably not a great card, but the reason I sided it in was because I had a lot of bad cards, and who knows? Turns off their Creeping Tar Pit, so there you go. Opponent is still keeping us Shadow of Doubt locked. So we're just going to keep scrying. War Leader's Helix doesn't produce mana. Alright, end step. I'm just going to hold off. I'm not going to do anything. Going to just drop a mountain. One more thing you can't Shadow of Doubt. So I'm going to hold on to these Volcanic Fallouts. Probably going to be very good against Creeping Tar Pit here. Think twice flashback. I am going to War Leader's Helix him. If he doesn't have a Spell Pierce, it will resolve, and I think now is as good a time as any to do that. So that's great. We've gotten down to 14, basically 13 with that fetch land. Tonic Edge is a pain, but it's not the end of the world. Fetch land, not great. Yeah, this deck is actually a lot more exciting than I thought it would be. Opponent's still keeping up Shadow Doubt mana. I am going to Lightning Helix him. Because I can pay for Remand, I can pay for Mana Leak. Now we got our opponent at 11. Yeah, the deck's really exciting. The games I played with it beforehand, I actually like it more than the original version. And the only deck I lost to was the mill deck. Or no, I beat the mill deck. Yeah. I've just been beating everybody with this deck. And it's not even that anti-Treasure Cruise / dig through time. So I'm very excited for it to be still competitive in the future. And yeah, there's just something about Huck and Burn spells being at 25 that just feels really good. So I see no reason to stop doing it. I am positive the Delve cards are going to get banned. I actually made a bit of a bet with someone that Jeskai Ascendancy would get banned. I am regretting that bet, but, you know, that's what gambling is. You usually regret it. I am going to lose some money. But my reasoning was sound, is that I knew Jeskai Ascendancy would be a bad deck after the bannings, without a doubt. But I figured Jeskai Ascendancy, if it is good, is just such a miserable deck to play against that they wouldn't want it in the format. So let's throw another Lightning Helix. Opponent can do whatever they please with this. We've basically got our opponent at 3, because he can't counter these Volcanic Fallouts. So, feeling very comfortable about this game. That's another one of the reasons I stopped playing Modern, was if people were going to be playing that deck online, so miserable. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you. Was happier getting some drafts in, getting some commander in, getting some standard in. Okay, so opponent is casting Kyranos. Let's see if I can draw out that Shadow of Doubt. No such thing. Try and draw it out a second time, which I doubt will work. And got a Sacred Foundry. 2, 3, 4. Now, he shouldn't be able to stop this. He can remand it, which it looks like is going to happen. If he does, I will cast Volcanic Fallout and then win on my turn. So see, this is just completely abusing the strategies in the format logic, not? Okay. Alright, it gets countered. Oh, see, he's playing a Delve spell. Aha! Yeah, I just love abusing the format like this. Like, decks that just chuck out big spells that can't be hit with removal, and you get to play around remand are just exceptional.